Hello friends, welcome to Insights ICANN initiative. In today's video, we are going to focus on simultaneous elections. First, we will check the syllabus mapping, then we will discuss about the video contents. You know why this is in news? In response to the various observations by the Supreme Court, Government of India clearly mentioned that they don't have any thought of going for the simultaneous elections. First, we will see the syllabus mapping. In your UPSC point of view, it is related to Gender Studies, Paper 2, which includes Indian Constitution, features and significant provisions. Students, actually, so many students are asking about the PDFs. Okay? Yes, I will upload the PDF on, it is going to be on Monday. Yes, on Monday video, description, I'll clearly tell. So the first 15 days, we started making video from July 3rd onwards. For first 15 days videos, I'll include in a Google Drive so that you can download. Don't worry about that. Now listen carefully. First, video components. First, we'll see what we are going to learn for the next few minutes. Why it is in news? As I already mentioned, Government of India is reluctant to go for the simultaneous elections. Then I will explain about what is the meaning of simultaneous elections and why there is a demand for simultaneous elections. Then we will discuss about how it works in case if we want to implement, then how we can work. What are the methods we are going to implement. Then we will discuss about obviously, so this kind of thing is no exception to challenges. So obviously there will be some challenges. We will discuss about what are those challenges. Because elections is very important in democracy. In democracy, through elections, people will be manifested. And we will take some countries example where simultaneous elections is actually implemented in fact. First, we'll see why it is in news. The Ministry of Law and Justice, they clearly mentioned that they are having some impediments, certain issues, problems with respect to the implementation of simultaneous elections to Parliament as well as Assembly elections. Which ministry given this opinion? Ministry of Law and Justice. Now, first let me explain the concept regarding the simultaneous elections. Okay, simultaneous elections. Simultaneous elections. Okay, fine. First, you should know, students, elections is very paramount. Elections are very important in democratic process. Democracy. Okay, democracy. Actually, demo in Greek, people. You might have heard about demagogue, a person who, spread message through his speeches. Anyhow, simultaneous elections. First, you have to know, students, in India, elections are conducted at various levels. First one is elections in the parliament, elections in parliament, okay, and elections in state legislature, state legislature, and of course there are some other elections, elections to local governments, and elections such as president elections and vice president election. Here simultaneous elections means we are talking about elections to Lok Sabha and elections to Assembly we are talking about. Okay, we are not talking about Rajya Sabha, Council and local government we are not discussing. So simultaneous elections is all about having elections at same time for Lok Sabha as well as Assembly. This is the concept of simultaneous elections. You know that, students, both Lok Sabha as well as Assembly elections are conducted by the Election Commission of India, which is according to Article 324. It is constituted. Now tell me, students, which article deals with the State Election Commission? State Election Commission deal by which article? Tell me. Okay. Now you got some basic idea regarding the simultaneous elections. Now we will see. So what are the advantages? Okay, advantages regarding this proposal and what are the challenges? What are the challenges behind this proposal? We will see. Now, first, simultaneous elections. Already explained to you, simultaneous elections is a synchronous election to Lok Sabha as well as Assembly. It doesn't mean that entire India will go for elections on a single day. No. In India, elections will be in phased manner, but voter will exercise both assembly vote as well as Lok Sabha vote on a single day. Okay, like Karnataka, unlike in Karnataka, students, in Karnataka, this year 2022 assembly elections happened. 2023, whereas Lok Sabha elections happened in 2024. Okay, in Telangana also elections are going to be happen in 2023. Lok Sabha elections 2024. This is not an example for simultaneous election. Whereas if you take Andhra Pradesh will go for assembly elections in 2024 and Lok Sabha elections also 2024. That means when voter goes to polling station, he can cast two votes simultaneously, Lok Sabha and assembly. Next. So in 2014, so why we require simultaneous elections? To supporting that view, we will examine few things. Between 2014 to 2022, that means in 8 years, almost all 50 assembly elections were held in India. Whenever elections held, obviously model code of conduct will be there, lot of money flow will be there, and lot of hate speeches you will find in elections. So these many number of elections are not desirable. Next, expenditure. With respect to expenditure, Lok Sabha elections expenditure will bear by the central government and assembly elections expenditure will bear by the state government. Like AP, when both assembly and Lok Sabha elections will go simultaneously there, the expenditure will be shared equally between the center and state. And the frequent elections, like I said earlier, it disturb the normalcy of people, normal life of the people. Then, the idea of simultaneous elections is not new. In fact, it is related to way back from 1967. In 1967, up to 1967, elections to Lok Sabha as well as Assembly, it used to be at same time. But later, they dissociated because in state level, governments dissolved and they went for early elections. Election Commission in its annual reports in 1983 and Law Commission in its annual report 1999 and Niti Aayog in its reports in 2017 and Law Commission in 2018. These are the various times where the proposal to simultaneous elections came into news very frequently. 2018 Law Commission, while giving its opinion on simultaneous election, it suggested that at least 5 constitutional amendments are required. Okay, 5 constitutional amendments will be required. What are those constitutional amendments? We will see. This is observation according to Law Commission. In 2023 UPSC prelims, there was a question on the Law Commission also. Examiner tested whether Law Commission is statutory body or, like constitutional body or executive body. Tell me, students, what is the nature of the Law Commission? Okay, what is the nature of the Law Commission? Whether it is a statutory, constitutional or executive body. Then how it works. If you want to conduct the simultaneous election, obviously, in the Representation of People Act 1951, the section 14 and section 15, we have to amend. Because based on these sections, Election Commission of India can notify simultaneous election to Assembly and Lok Sabha for whichever the states, their Assembly, like life periods or Assembly duration is about to finish within 6 months, then those Assembly also will be merged with the Lok Sabha election. For example, let me explain clearly. If Telangana Assembly duration is finishing in November and Lok Sabha elections are in May, then Election Commission of India can conduct Telangana election along with the Lok Sabha election. That provision, this will facilitate the simultaneous election. And there are 2 proposals to conduct the simultaneous election. 2 methods are there. Okay, let me explain the 2 methods. The first method is, okay, actually it was planned in 17th Lok Sabha election. It was planned. 17th Lok Sabha elections held in 2019. Okay, so they thought that whichever the state assemblies going to finish within 6 months of 2019 and after 6 months of 2019, then all the bunch of those states elections will be conducted in 2019 and in 2021 also, whichever the states assemblies, the duration is finishing within 6 months of 2021 or after 6 months of 2021, they will be conducted elections. Okay, by 2024, all these, by 2024, in 2019 you had Lok Sabha election, and some states assembly election. Here only assembly elections, only assembly elections. Here altogether Lok Sabha elections and assembly elections will be conducted. That means states which went for assembly elections in 2021, they are going to have only 3 years of tenure. This is one model, model number one. Second model they developed is 2019 Lok Sabha and some assemblies and some assembly elections will be held, and 2021 and rest of the assembly elections will be held. This 2019 they will go for elections in again 2024, that means Lok Sabha and half of the states, whereas this 2021 they'll go for elections in 2025. That means for every 5 years, the entire India elections will held twice. This is one more method. So these are the two methods proposed to realize the simultaneous election. Okay, take the screenshot and go through it once again. It will useful to you. Simultaneous elections. This is what I explained just now, the method 1 and method 2. Then what are the benefits? Obviously, when you are conducting the simultaneous election, there will be less disturbance to the public life. Okay, and because of model code of conduct, very frequently government are unable to announce the policies. So policy paralysis can be addressed, and expenditure also can be addressed, because the less number of elections, less amount of the hate speech, and less amount of the hate speech, that means the social fabric, that means the unity and diversity among the people will not be affected. And voters also, the voters generally they don't show much interest to vote very frequently. So if they have to vote only in one time, then the voter turnout also will be very high. These are the advantages. Then what are the challenges? The challenges is obviously, the first thing is you have to amend so many articles in the Indian Constitution, such as Article 83, which deals with the duration of Lok Sabha and duration of Rajya Sabha, and Article 85, which deals with the duration of, dissolution of the Lok Sabha. You know that, friends, Lok Sabha will be dissolved for every 5 years. Sometimes it can be dissolved before 5 years also, and it can be extended beyond 5 years also. During the time of emergency, Lok Sabha can be extended beyond 5 years. Beyond 5 years. Tell me, students, beyond 5 years means at a time, how many months or how many years you can extend the Lok Sabha? 6 months or 1 year at a time? Tell me. And we have to go through the amendments of 172, 174, which deals with the dissolution of assembly. And we have to amend Article 356 also, because in some states we have to impose the president rule. So this kind of constitution amendments required. So obviously, when this much amount of the comprehensive constitution amendment required, it means it requires support from the so many states. Okay, the constitution amendment bill, they will be forwarded to the states, and 50% of the states must accept. Then it affects the judgment of the voters also, because generally when assembly elections and Lok Sabha elections are at different times, generally what will happen? When voter is casting his vote in assembly election, he'll think of the state problems only, whereas in Lok Sabha he think about the national problems. That is the reason sometimes, the best example, the Bharatiya Janata Party, which did not do well in the Delhi assembly elections, but it did well in the Lok Sabha elections. But if you combine assembly and Lok Sabha elections simultaneously, then voter thinking about the state issues will be neglected, and the national issues will overpower the state issues. That is the main thing. And it also reduces the accountability of the government, because if central government regularly facing elections in different states, if they are losing in any state, they'll be more focused. For example, recently the ruling party national level, they lost elections in Karnataka. After then, they're more focused on certain policies. So that kind of accountability also can be awakened. And logistical issue, because conducting simultaneous elections, it requires a lot of armed powers, armed resource, and of course infrastructure, polling staff. These kind of logistical issues are there. These are some of the challenges. The countries which are successfully implementing the simultaneous elections are countries like South Africa and Sweden. Okay, South Africa and Sweden. Tell me, students, does Sweden is having the membership in the NATO or not? does Sweden is having the membership in the NATO or not. Next, what is the way forward? The way forward is simultaneous election is one of the biggest experiment related to democracy. That means it has to be deliberated much in thorough manner. And while going for these kind of things, we must take states into confidence. Okay? States into confidence. Next, here in this video, very frequently we come across our law commission. Let's see some facts related to law commission. Law commission is an executive body. That means it is established through government orders. And it does not have any fixed tenure. And it is an advisory body. The advice given by the law commission is not binding on government of India. Generally, law commission composed of legal experts, and it is not a constitutional body, statutory body. In independent India, first time law commission was formed in 1955. It was led by MC Sethalwaj. Okay. Before we got independence, it was first law commission chairman was Macaulay. It was established according to Charter Act 1833. Law commission members, like I said earlier, legal and judicial experts, and the law commission will also have ex officio members. These are members from law secretary as well as secretary of the legislative affairs. They will act as a ex officio members. Ex officio means because of one position you are having the another post. Like whoever the vice president of India, he will be the Rajya Sabha chairman. That is the ex officio. Law commission history. In the independent, before we got independence, first time law commission was appointed according to Charter Act 1833, and the chairman of the first law commission was Macaulay. It played very important role in the codification of IPC, mainly Indian penal codes. Law commission generally, it recommends various suggestions regarding how to implement the essence of the DPSP, fundamental duties, if any laws are outdated, or if any new laws have to be done, or do we need to make any laws to vulnerable societies like poor, women. All those kind of suggestions will be given by the law commission. Yesterday's video question. This is regarding the which part of the Indian constitution deals with the special rights regarding the SC, ST and Anglo-Indians. That is about the part 16. Part 16 deals with these special rights. Now let's see today's video question. Okay. Choose the correct statement about the election commission. It is a single body. It was a single member body. At one point of time. Second one, the commission consists of one chief election commissioner and two election commissioners. Earlier there was only one election commissioner, but Election Commissioner Amendment Act 1989, it became multi-member body. Out of this, so choose the correct statement, students. Choose the correct statement. Mains question. In view of the idea of holding simultaneous election to Lok Sabha and Assembly, discuss the advantages and challenges regarding the simultaneous elections. Okay. As we reach to the end of this video, first let us quickly focus what we discussed in this video. In this video, we discussed about what is the meaning of simultaneous elections, advantages and limitations, and in case if they are materialized, what are the two methods we can follow, and we also discussed about the law commission composition and law commission historical background. So this is the detailed analysis regarding the simultaneous election.